Hello, everybody. If you can see me and you can hear me, we've started the live stream. Welcome to Happy Foot, Sad Foot. It's me, Darren Miller, your host. We are waiting on Travis to exit BMO Stadium. We'll see when he joins us as he's on the way. Say hi in the chat. What was that? A bittersweet win or a bittersweet loss? I don't know how you put it. However you want to put it, it was bittersweet. A lot to talk about, though. There is a comment pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to join us on the live stream, give us your happy foot and your sad foot. And we'll get started in just a minute here. Hey, Andrew, how's it going? Well, that was something, wasn't it, guys? We get the win ultimately in the aggregate. I mean, I forgot to look how many shots on goal we ended with. That was quite a bit. Just constantly knocking on the door. A frustrating game to watch. My God. It's nice to experience the first loss of the season, but it's like a practice loss. That's my takeaway so far. It's like we get to practice the feeling of losing without the consequences. All right, so Travis will be joining us in just a moment from the parking garage, I believe. He will safely call in and we'll be joined by anyone who wants to join. If you're in the chat, click the link, tell us what's up. A lot happened in that game. We will certainly get into it. You get the feeling it's one of those games where they would have eventually broken through if you just have some more time. Also got the sense that Buonga coming in, he would kind of save us. That didn't happen. I should be positive though. We sort of got the win. We got the win overall. We got the win-loss. Steve Salazar, how's it going? Hey. First emoji in the chat. Jesse Perez, LDA's goalie, playing like a madman. Yeah. I didn't have that in my notes, but man, some amazing saves. Unfortunately, you reminded me I should bring up the notes that I wrote down when I was watching. I think when your team is not playing as well, at least for me, I write down less notes. I'm just frustrated and I don't have the energy to write anything down because everything's stupid. Jeff Talk, why don't you come join us? All right. Jeff, can you hear me? You're on mute if you're on at all. Hello? Can you unmute? I'll unmute you for you. Jeff, are you there? You are on if you'd like to be. All right. Why don't I take you off and you can try again anytime you'd like. We must have had some technical difficulties with Jeff there. Welcome back anytime, Jeff. A good attempt, but ultimately mirrored the game. Knocked on the door. Couldn't quite get into the live stream. Here's Jeff again. Let's see if he gets on this time.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Welcome to the show.
So what do we think about finally signing a center back with some experience? You know what I mean? I feel like this Italian guy, he doesn't have it. You know what I mean? Doesn't have enough experience to play in the tough lights of the CCL. You know what I mean?
Which guy are you talking about?
I'm making fun of that. We have the most experienced center back of all time, and this guy's still missing the goal from 3 yards out. And it's that's the solution always. It's sign a different guy than we have. And we signed the best guy possible, right? There's nobody who has more experience in knockout games, and yet point blank over the bar. It's killing me, man.
It was. I mean, there's a handful of us point blank couldn't make it happen today.
Right, but you can say for everybody else, you can say, hey man, they're still young, they're on their way up. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's There's some guys it's your responsibility to do it.
Even if he gets beat on a counter, he's supposed to put that one in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a handball in the box for no reason. You know what I mean? What does he think it's like Serie B, and he can just throw his hand in there and nobody's gonna call it? But again,
that was hard to tell. That was hard to tell how sneaky he was being. If that was
and we signed the best guy, and he's still doing this shit. And if we hadn't won the championship, I would be angrily telling you right now, we're cursed. There's nothing we can do. We're always going to lose. But we won the championship, so now I don't even get to be cursed. I just
have the bar's up there.
Terrible knot in my stomach about a game that we fucking won. It just stinks. I hate it.
Travis is here. Let's bring him in here to join the discussion. Hello, Travis.
Hi, Jeffrey.
How you living, man?
Guys, Kirk's here.
What's up? How's it going?
Hey, Kirk.
Carlos Vela's left foot checking in.
You did one good thing today, and that was it.
That's exactly how I felt.
How's it? I missed some of the conversation besides us being absolutely furious at all the point-blank shots we missed.
That's it. That's what we're talking about.
I was going to save it for my sad foot, but Arango would not have missed any of those.
Oh,
if we
no.
still had
Don't
Chicho,
say
we
that.
would have
Oh,
had 6
no.
fucking goals. Chicho
Oh,
Arango would have hit
man.
all of those fucking shots. Stipe Buke, how maybe is Brian Rodriguez in one of those Mission Impossible masks?
I feel like
man.
B-Rod was actively messing up more. It feels like Stipe is
I totally agree with
wildly unlucky. Like
Stipe, that's unfair so far.
Non-goals today. Like the one that went off the guy's foot, like if you're hitting the goalkeeper in the feet as he's diving, I feel like you're doing an okay job, right? Like that's an unlucky sort of thing. Whereas B-Rod would just run at everybody and then lose the ball and then get mad that God didn't let him go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say that that's probably true. From the stadium's perspective, it was really hard to be like, oh, you are maybe 3 feet from the goal. I can't see exactly what happened besides that it's not in the net.
Yeah, like how do you make that? How do you let that happen?
Yeah.
Yep.
I from it seemed to me like Stipe's chances were good chances. That were like I had notes for him in my Happy Foot column until it resulted in a loss, and I felt completely differently about it as soon as the game ended. But I was like, oh, he's getting his chances in. He's like really knocking on the door. He's kind of coming alive in a way. But then it was like nothing came of it, and now it's a bad thing.
Well, I feel like he got a dumb goal last week.
When you shoot the ball, you want it to go in the net. That's the thing. You don't want it to hit the guy who's standing.
That's ultimately what I realized.
Yeah.
This is the type of tactical conversation you're going to get here at Happy Foot, Sad Foot.
That's true.
This sort of nuanced, what did Kirk say? 5 offensive channels. That's the sort of thing we're talking about.
Yes. Happy Foot when the goal happens and the ball is in the net. Sad Foot when the ball ends up outside of the net. Well, Jeff, we'll register that as your Sad Foot.
Thank you.
That whole line of thought. Do you have a Happy Foot? Do any of us have a Happy Foot? I guess it's just you can do the defaults for today, which is just Vela.
Yeah, I would say that my Happy Foot is that no one got seriously injured. That's what I'll say, right? Like that,
the saddest of happy feet.
Yes, it could be a thing where you're like you won this game that you lost the game you should have won, and then like Carlos Vela like breaks his leg. So at least we got that, fellas.
You know what I mean? That's a Happy Foot by omission.
Exactly. But
Yes.
late.
Yes.
But we need him tonight. You know what I mean?
Which is technically a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have a Happy Foot, but I don't know if you guys saw it on TV. Kirk pointed it out to me that the coach of the Costa Rican squad was so fun to watch. He was like
they showed him a bunch.
Yoni Lotan, like as an old man, just was like so like he was constantly doing this, and he had shiny patent leather shoes on and jeans. And I was just like, yeah, this is who I want. I wish we had a coach that was this. No, I love Steve Girondolo, but I wish that he looked like this man.
Yeah, he just is the same style.
Yeah, exactly.
I will take a cartoon coach over a like overly thoughtful, heady coach any day of the week.
Wasn't Bob Bradley just a New Jersey version of that though? Right? Like very well dressed, very animated, talks with his hands a lot. You know what I mean? He's got the one vein popping out, very cartoonish.
I felt like Bob Bradley was always like inches away from hitting a member of my family. It always felt like he was close to committing domestic violence against my family.
Yeah, if my wife didn't call off sides, he would have hit her with a chair.
Do you have a Happy Foot, Darren?
My Happy Foot was really Vela finally taking matters into his own hands. Both when he decided he needed a haircut and when he decided the team needed a goal. He had a fresh haircut tonight. It looked great.
He had that crazy.
That's my Happy Foot.
He had that full pitch defense moment right before the goal was scored.
Yeah, there was when they scored their goal off their second goal. He was the first defender back from his kick, which was infuriating to see. I mean, he stopped.
How is this possible?
He stopped the initial charge, but then it was like, oh, that's a bad sign.
Yeah, it was beautiful to see and a sad foot.
Yeah, there's a sad foot to every Happy Foot today. Yeah, I've got a lot of sad feet here. We'll go through them eventually.
Anybody in the chat? I can't see the chat from here.
All right, let's see. Mike Gutierrez. Hopefully the missed chances make the team more disciplined going into a tough road game versus Seattle. Yeah,
Jeff
that's true. Jeff is gone. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. Yeah, that's a good point, Micah. I think It's good to have a little bit of a wake-up call. This was a strong start to the season. It's good to have a little bit of come up for air a little bit and then say, like, okay, well, we can't do that again.
Micah says that LAFC had 26 shots tonight.
How many were on goal? 4?
I mean, it did feel like we had so many fucking chances.
It was maybe halfway into the second half. It was at like 18 they showed on screen. So that sounds right, honestly. It was a lot. Yeah. I mean, it's tough to start a game like down 1-0 on a PK in like the 8th minute. Like I mean, ugh.
Imagine how different it would have felt as a game though if we scored in that opening 15 seconds when we came really close to scoring. Like the vibe would have just been so much better the entire time. It was maybe, I mean, besides Carlos's goal, it's like there was not a fun moment in that entire game, and being in the stadium was not a fun experience.
Oh man. Yeah, well, give us some stadium color.
It was emptier than normal, but I think that was because it's a Wednesday night and a Champions League game, and everyone assumed we had the game in hand. So like I said to Kirk before the game, the only thing that could happen tonight that is exciting, that would make this game notable, is we have the biggest loss in club history. Like we will forget about this game in 2 weeks, but it was still, I don't know. I had such little fun. People were so mad at the ref because it felt like there were a lot of fouls. So enough fouls that there should have been more cards than there were.
The ref was just in the way a lot too.
Yeah, it seemed like he kept getting hit with the ball.
There was that one. Yeah, there was the one moment where they kept passing like around him. He had so much time to get out of the way, and he just stood there.
I do wonder, like that first game when we did this, where I was in my car, I did say that I was mad at the ref, and you said you didn't feel like the ref was bad. Did you feel like the ref had a weird game tonight? Because I did, but maybe that's just a thing. It
was a very rough game.
Like, yeah, it felt really messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he let him play. Yeah, I didn't pick up on it again. I don't pay attention to the ref too much unless it's really glaring.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to be mad at them in the stadium. So maybe
there were like a lot of like what would have been off camera, like little spats between players.
That's
like,
true.
Oh yeah, that didn't really come up much.
Each other. It was pretty intense.
It was clear that they were not a team that liked us. They seemed upset that we humiliated them in their home country.
Which is weird.
Sure,
I don't know why
that might be something. Yeah.
Their supporters.
Leonardo.
Yeah, they had a good number of supporters, and they were loud.
Oh, really? That's good.
And they were sprinkled all throughout. There's a couple moments where their chants were loud, and I think they whistle a lot, which was the thing I noticed at their home game, and I noticed that they were doing it a lot at this game too, just like whistling as a thing, I guess.
Okay. Maybe CCL is where we start to pick up on some good chants and things, and we steal some stuff, you know?
I'm a little sad that we're playing Vancouver next because I want to go on a fun away day, but I've never been to Vancouver. Yeah. Maybe that's a good one.
Go to Vancouver. Leonardo's in the chat. Hey guys, crazy game. Also, I don't know what drugs Ala goalie was on, but give me some. Yes.
Yeah.
That totally horizontal save.
There was a few really
incredible.
Amazing saves.
That's 2 games in a row that we could have run up the score if the goalie didn't have like out of their body experiences saving.
Yeah, Rancho, happy foot, we barely won. Sad foot, I have no one at work to vent out my frustrations to the game too. That's what we're here for, man.
Rancho, are you the one whose wife is going to Massachusetts? I believe it was Rancho last week.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we're here to allow you to say all the things that you're angry about. We won, but it was the least fun win I've ever experienced in my life.
I will say, the thing is, ultimately, these are the kind of games where you keep getting so many shots and so many chances. If we had finally broken through, it's like suddenly it's like the best kind of win. It's like exactly it's so fun all of a sudden. I don't know. A part of me is like, we had so many chances. We were attacking the whole time. I like that we never were just like, oh, well, we win in the aggregate, so like, fuck it. We were like actually trying.
We couldn't break through, but also like to park the bus.
Yeah, and also we did win in the aggregate. Like that does matter. Obviously.
Yeah. It's such a weird experience to be like, even if we were dominant on possession in front of their goal, we did not feel in control of that game. That felt like a game that could slip away at any moment. Especially, I don't know if it felt like that on TV. In the stadium, it really felt like, especially after that second goal, oh, this is going to get really, they just kept bringing in subs. And it just felt like the type of game that we would have blown in 2021 or one of our worst seasons, where it's just like these things get away from us and we get in our heads. The young guys felt like they were in there. Basically, I felt all of my insecurity from the beginning of the season suddenly moved to the forefront after I said that none of it matters anymore on today's podcast.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Yeah. Okay, we got some more comments. Mario, happy foot, Murillo pumping up the crowd. Oh, totally agree. That's a great one. Kick at the wrong match. Yep. Oh, it was fun to see Aaron Long off the crossbar.
Yeah, he got another one. I will say Aaron Long might be my least favorite player on the team. He makes me, I don't like watching him and I don't trust him. Maybe he'll win me over, but I'm like, he freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah. We started with Chiellini and Aaron Long.
Yeah, and Murillo
instead of one or the other. And Murillo off. Murillo, even just coming on with that energy, it's like, oh, that energy could have been useful earlier. Rancho, that is me. She has her video interview tomorrow for Northampton, Massachusetts. This is now a podcast about moving to Massachusetts. Let's get into it. Northampton, honestly, I can't help you there.
We want to thank our sponsors, Bob's Discount Furniture.
Thank our sponsors, Bernie and Phil's Furniture.
I don't even know that. Right? That's so Massachusetts specific.
Jordan's Furniture. Okay, Jordan's Furniture famously took out a giant insurance policy so that they could say that anything that you buy throughout the year is free if the Red Sox win the World Series. That's how local that furniture store is. And they also have like amusement park type, carnival type things in the furniture store. You like?
Hey, Darren, I don't give a shit.
Oh, sorry. It's a podcast about Massachusetts now. So.
Hey, Kirk, do you have any happy feet that don't involve the most racist city in the country?
There was one of the misses. I don't know who it was, but one of the misses that was high above the bar absolutely drilled somebody in the stands.
Yeah.
And,
oh, was that Sifu? Sifu had a laser.
Yeah, he just absolutely drilled somebody.
I was disappointed after that one though. That one felt like it actually should have gone in. He had he kind of got gifted an open shot.
Inches above, yeah.
There were a couple of those where it just was like our finishing was so rough and our first touches were rough. Just like we were off. It felt like, you know how when basketball teams come to LA and you could tell they're hungover? It sort of felt like we were an away team hungover in Los Angeles.
Interesting. Yeah. There was, we did get a lot of gifts. You said that it felt like something that could have gotten, like we could have been thrown away at any minute. It felt like that was true for both sides though. Like we were threatening the whole game constantly.
Sure. But because we couldn't finish, it felt like
if they had an opening, they would have won.
Yeah,
and then the openings came up for them, and it's just like, well, what's this? What kind of game is this going to be? Are we going to come back or what? Or are they going to run up the score? Like,
right? Like they had, you know, when they took advantage of, I would say, half of their opportunities, and we took advantage of maybe 7% of our opportunities.
Yeah.
So my happy foot is the Costa Rican coach and his shiny shoes. And my sad foot is that Chicho Arango is gone. And because of that, we didn't have 7 goals tonight.
That is so sad. I didn't even cross my mind. Imaginatively placing Chicho Arango into this match. What a depressing thing to do. Why would you do that?
I had a bad time. I want everyone else to feel bad.
I had a nice
Steve
time.
Salazar, at least they didn't look like they gave up. Great. Yes, I totally agree with that. I think, they kept pushing. Yeah, I totally agree. That would have been way worse. The games, you can picture the games that are like, it's the 80th minute and they're just like, okay, well, I guess they won. And you're like, what are you doing? There's 10 more minutes.
Yeah. And it is true that we were playing to score. We weren't playing defensively. We were playing very aggressively. Which, it was nice to see.
Well, the 80th minute is when all those new forwards came in.
Yeah, they sent in like 4 new fresh guys who were giants.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you could see it on TV, but watching live, I was like, oh, they were like bigger than Murillo on the back line.
That's crazy. Just so you guys know, your camera is I'm just getting a great shot of the space between the two of you.
Oh, really?
I just think we need a better studio setup in your car is all I'm saying. Andrew Lamelli is going to join us now. A new guest. Hey, another car guy.
Yeah.
I had a call. It's good to see you guys again.
Nice to see you. Are you going to LAX?
No, I just found my car after being lost around the bank for a little bit. To follow up on that story, my wife's flight got canceled, and I didn't find out until I got to LAX. So she spent a wonderful additional night in San Jose, and I got to treat myself to some Randy donuts. So it wasn't a total loss.
I will say, maybe you should have checked your phone instead of calling into a podcast.
I got this feature on my iPhone under the sleep thing where like text messages don't come through after a certain hour.
Yeah.
So I park and that's when I got all the notifications about the cancellations. I got to learn to turn that off though. That's not the first time she's gotten mad at me for having that feature on.
That's so funny. Well, just know that all of our listeners think that you're the husband of the year.
I'll be sure to let her know that. I did play her the podcast the next day, and she just laughed hearing she's like, your stupid voice. But real quick, guys, no, I just want to say, I was happy. The happy foot is that last Thursday we went into Costa Rica. We scored our 3 goals. Tonight, I couldn't care less. Nobody got hurt. We took care of business. I'm happy. Sad foot is a shout out to the guy in front of me who in the final minutes was losing his mind at a McCarthy telling him to pick up the pace because in his words, we were losing the game.
Oh, no.
So, and I don't think he really understood, kind of why everybody was so excited around him. But I do got to give a shout out to the Costa Rican fans tonight. They were awesome. And I do take exception to the comparisons of our boy Michael Stipe to Rodriguez. Stipe is coming off the most electrifying goal in LAFC history on Sunday night. Rodriguez had nothing like that. So,
you're right. You're right. He kicked it so hard it knocked the goalie back into the goal.
When have you ever seen that? When have you? So, yeah.
I mean, there's only one guy I can think of who could do something like that, and that was him.
And that's Losing My Religion's lead singer, Michael Stipe.
Man.
It's like now that I am 15, 20 minutes removed, I'm very thankful we're moving on. We still can win the Champions League. We get to play a very beatable Vancouver team next. I'm feeling
That's
good.
True. Andrew, this was
long term. It just was not a fun. I don't know how you felt, Andrew. It was not a fun stadium to be in tonight, not because the fans weren't good, but because it just felt like it could crumble at any moment.
Yeah, no, definitely felt that way. It didn't help that it wasn't the most packed capacity.
Yeah.
I thought the 32-52 was great tonight. They really brought it. I think once we went down, that energy kind of went down a bit. And, I could kind of feel in the pit of my stomach. But when we were attacking there in the second half, you knew it was only a matter of time before we were able to connect on something. So
for sure.
Andrew, this was extremely well-timed levity, I have to say. I think attitude is, that we chose not to have that attitude when we could have very easily said, this was what we got. We got to relax because we got 3 goals in Costa Rica, Yeah. We did the job we needed to do. And now, however this game played out was fine. It was all gravy.
Exactly.
We went into this game thinking that. Why can't we come out of this game thinking that,
I have another sad foot. Since we're so happy, I want to bring us down a little bit.
That's how this works.
Mr. Fryman was not open across the street, and I don't think I've ever seen Mr. Fryman open. And I just want to know, what is the business model of Mr. Fryman across the street from BMO Stadium? If you're not open when there's who are you open for and when? If you're not open right now when the stadium's pouring out, I think Mr. Fryman needs to rethink the business model. Maybe he lost his money in SVB and they had to shutter their doors, but it felt like they should be open tonight, and that's another sad foot I'm going to add.
That is a sad foot. Maybe it's a front, and it's none of your business.
Well, Travis, you got to hit the McDonald's off the 10 down here. That's where all the action's at.
Okay, that's a good place to do this podcast next time. Is in the
we do the podcast from the McDonald's.
I'm about to go through the drive-thru and pick up my victory Sunday. So,
hell yeah.
Victory on aggregate. Let's say that.
The aggregate. Yeah, you got to get 2 Sundays.
It was a victory of the brain, not the heart.
Eat one of them and let the other one melt. But you still got some ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry I ruined your joke, Darren. That was a good joke.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to drive Kirk home, so you guys take it away. But I love you. Thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Love you.
Is that my cue to get out of here as well?
You can stick around. You can go. We got some more people in the comments. Adam Conover's in the comments. Just missed Travis. I also want to know about Mr. Fryman. Let's uncover the mystery of Mr. Fryman. Maybe we're the ones who are going to do it. Let's launch an investigative report as the podcast that, blew the lid off this thing. Leonardo, when I was there for the cup.
I'm going to go turn off my sleep feature, but thank you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Good luck. I appreciate it.
Take care. All right. Leonardo, when I was there for the cup, I found it closer to USC campus. It's still there. Jesse Perez, Adam is about to ruin Mr. Fryman. All right. I think this is last call now for Happy Feet, Sad Feet as we wind down here, as we come down from whatever that was. I think we've got a good mix of perspectives at this point. We don't know whether that was a tough loss, a tough win, or devastating win, or what was that? We don't still a lot of mixed feelings, but I think it's time to wind it down. I think it's time to start looking ahead to our next match. We've got a pretty strong Seattle Sounders team to look forward to. Oh, we've got one more. Hey, we've got one more. My sad foot is I miss Hollingshead and his stash. Oh, we haven't covered that. Okay, maybe before we go, I actually haven't seen any news about the status of Hollingshead. I don't know if anybody in the comments has, but I'm hoping he's okay. We definitely did miss him tonight. Would have been nice to have him in the rotation. We mentioned this before, but Aaron Long and Chiellini felt weird. Murillo not there was weird. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll leave that till next time. Okay. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a preview episode that mostly covers the Seattle game. If you want to check it out on our channel, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun. We'll see you before next game. We'll see you after next game. We'll see you on the socials. Thanks a lot. Bye. I love you.